It's Friday morning, and we got a great weekend coming up. But just after 8 o'clock. And time for our Friday morning feature, Friday Foodies, where we talk with local restaurateurs and chefs about their locations, their traditional menus, their signature dishes, and things of that nature. We really stick with the local places here in central Missouri. And this morning, it's something kind of new. And this is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while here. I've been wanting to get into the world of food trucks. And this morning, very excited to have the owner-operator of the Glizzness, Trent, here in studio with us. Morning, Trent.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
And it's so good to have you. And I've actually done business with you a couple of times out on the field. The Glizzness is a food trailer.
Well, technically, we're a hot dog cart.
A hot dog cart.
Yeah.
And is there does that make a difference with like the city with how you guys
big time.
with what you guys pay for fees and things like that?
Well, more than fees, it's where we can set up.
Oh.
So the city has a lot of rules for food trucks for the downtown area.
Okay.
The downtown has small parking spots on Broadway and whatnot, so you can't park a food truck on Broadway.
Okay.
There are only certain places you can park on, like Walnut and Cherry, and you have to buy those spaces from the city for the day.
I got you. But a hot dog cart is different.
Yeah, I can go up on the sidewalk as long as there's enough room for two wheelchairs to pass at the same time.
I got you. And you've got a kind of it's a rather big cart, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's an enclosed hot dog cart. It's really nice. We
Yeah.
can fit two people in there comfortably.
And I've seen you in there working and operating. You're cooking the dogs. Now, what made you decide to start a hot dog cart?
Well, I've been cooking all my life, and I just had a son. And I normally ran my life in first gear. And now that I have a son, I have to, be an adult.
Ramp it up? Yeah. A little bit.
So I thought that starting a hot dog cart would be the easiest way to start my own business in the food industry in Columbia, because there's so many rules for food trucks here in town. But afterwards, I figured out that the only thing I did was save money on not buying a food truck, because I have to run under the same policies and rules as a food truck.
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to find an easy way in.
So we were at the Mid-America Open Disc Golf Championships out at Harmony Benz a couple of weeks ago, and you were set up. And this guy comes up to me with a clipboard, and he says, "Is the Glizzness here?" And I said, "Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, they're set up right over there. What's going on?" And he said, "Well, I'm with the health department. I'm just here to do an inspection." And I thought, my initial thought was, "Oh, the man is here. This is going to ruin things." But you guys passed with flying colors.
Oh, yeah.
And everything was cool. So
Yeah, we run our food pretty hot. So, I try not to burn myself, and we have an electric cooler, so we can maintain temperatures pretty well.
Now, you guys do hot dogs. How are they prepared? Because there's a lot of different ways to prepare a hot dog. You can microwave it, you can boil it, you can grill it. What's your modus operandi?
Well, we do a dirty dog water style. And
Okay.
It's how they do it in New York, I believe.
Sure.
But we season our water, and we boil our dogs in the water, so that our water has flavor. And so when you get the dogs, they're crisp, they're juicy,
Yeah.
and they're not dry.
And you've got big hot dogs, too. These
Yeah.
are not small links. These are...
No. They're nice quarter-pound hot dogs. They're a little big for kids, but, they're a good size for adults.
Yeah. And you also do have a grill on the cart, right?
Yeah, it's really cute. It's stuck out the back window. So,
right,
I lean out the window to cook. It's funny.
So a friend of mine who was at the disc golf tournament came over and he says, "Can you burn a couple for me?" And you guys, right there for him. So,
Yeah.
Fired up the grill and put that char on them. So hot dogs. You say you've been a cook for a long time.
Yeah.
Why hot dogs?
Well, like I said, I thought it was going to be easier than, buying a $100,000 food truck.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
I went online and I found a cheap hot dog cart that was used, and, the people who had it didn't get their commissary lined out first up in Kansas City. So the commissary is where you have to work out of. So I have to cook from a professional kitchen here in town.
Okay.
So my commissary.
You do all your prep at a separate place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I go to Wise Guys.
Okay,
and
sure.
I have a shelf down there in dry storage. I have one in the walk-in. And then I do all my prep down there before they get in the morning. Which is nice, and I know the guys from McNally's and stuff, so I got in there.
Sure.
But these people,
They've been guests on this feature as well
Sweet.
before.
But yeah, the people I got the cart from, they didn't know anybody really, and so they had one option, and when the health department looked at it, they were like, nope. So they had to sell their food cart.
Okay.
And they couldn't even start their business.
No.
But luckily,
So you got a good deal.
Yeah.
All right. We're talking with Trent. He is the owner-operator of the Glizzness. It's a hot dog cart in Columbia. We're going to talk about some of the unique hot dogs that you guys serve up because the menu is, it's more than ketchup and mustard. I mean,
and we're more than hot dogs as well.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that, about some of your signature dishes, and where you're going to be set up in the near future. We're going to take a quick break here. I've got some bills to pay, but we'll come back with Beth's forecast. I've got music from the Talking Heads as well, and more of Friday Foodies with Trent and the Glizzness. This is 102.3 BXR. 102.3 BXR Talking Heads and Take Me to the River. All right, more BXR music coming up. I've got Snow Patrol on the way, but Friday Foodies continuing this morning. And we've got Trent, who's the owner-operator of the Glizzness. This is our first foray into the food truck, food cart realm. We're going to do a little bit more of this about every quarter. We'll get a different food truck or food cart in to talk. And the Glizzness that Trent runs is a very unique hot dog cart. The first time I saw it, it's more than just hot dogs, too. You mentioned that. But let's talk a little bit about the menu. Let's talk about what are some of the signature hot dogs that you serve. And again, these are big hot dogs.
Okay, something I also want to mention is the kids are starting to call hot dogs glizzies now. A
Glizzies?
lot of people don't realize that. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we got into the hot dog business, hence the Glizzness.
Glizzness.
Yeah. So a lot of times people don't understand how to say our name until I give them that little spiel, and they're like, "Oh, the Glizzness."
The Glizzness. Gotcha. All right, that's good clarification.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But we have our quarter-pound all-beef hot dogs, and I'm really happy that we have an all-beef one too, so more people can try out hot dogs. But our first signature dog was the Bangkok, and
I had one of these actually the first time that when we first met over at Logboat.
All right.
And good stuff. Describe how that's prepared.
Well, we use a mango salsa, and we make a house-made teriyaki. And I've gotten pretty good at making teriyaki. The secret is you add more brown sugar than you think you should.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But
teriyaki.
The teriyaki and the beef complement one another very well, and the mango salsa is also really nice with the everything. And
that is good. That mango
we highly
salsa.
recommend putting jalapenos on it for a little kick.
Which I did,
Sweet.
because that's the way I like it a little bit spicy too. What are some of the other hot dogs that are popular at the Glizzness?
Well, we do the hog and dog, and that has our house-made pulled pork on it. And not to be full of myself, but I believe our pulled pork's pretty fire.
I had just the pulled pork, because you can get that too. With just a bun of the pulled pork. If you want that, outstanding.
Yeah.
Very, very good. But pulled pork on a hot dog.
Yeah. It's the Midwest.
It really is a Midwest thing, isn't it? I didn't really thought about that, but you're right.
And like in Carolina, they put pulled pork and coleslaw on a hot dog.
Okay. There's when you talk about hot dogs, you can't do it without mentioning the Chicago dog, right? Chicago dogs are you got the bun with the black
seed,
the poppy seeds all over it. And then there's that
poppy, huh?
There's that relish.
Yeah, they dye the relish.
It's an unnatural color. There's no vegetable that's really that color, I don't think. But what is up with that? Do you guys do the is it dyed relish, or is it just...
It is a dyed relish.
Okay.
And we do a knockoff to the Chicago dog. We call it the Rizzo. We don't do it all the time, though. But I feel like if you've gone to Chicago and you've had a Chicago dog, it's a whole experience.
Right.
Yeah. And then if you live in Chicago and you go have Chicago dogs, you're not going to feel like you're in Chicago when you come to a cart in Columbia. So I don't think I can duplicate that, so I don't even try.
Yeah.
It's I feel like that's a holy memory that people have, going to Chicago and getting a Chicago dog is one of those things that people should try for themselves,
You guys also do some smoked sausage?
Yeah, we have a
things?
sausage link with cheddar and jalapeno, and then we do beer brats that are really nice, like a sweet pork beer brats, and then we grilled onions with them.
Now, see, that's Midwest to me. Big brats with some grilled onions, delicious. And then, of course, you can't have hot dogs without chili dog.
Oh, yeah.
But yours is a little bit different.
Yeah,
right?
we make our own chili, and it's a beanless chili, and we puree it so it's more of a chili sauce, and then that way it coats the dog better. And then we also have a house-made cheese sauce, and I think that's a really good way to top it
Yeah.
off.
And one thing I really like about the Glizzness trend is that you are doing a lot of. You're making this stuff. You're doing your own teriyaki. You're doing your own chili and things like that. It's not you're just not just hitting up Sam's Club for a bunch of cans and dumping it out
And like
there.
I couldn't afford to do that really. Like you think it's cheaper, but it's not.
Really?
Yeah. Like you're gonna spend labor making good food. But if I wanted to go buy teriyaki anywhere close to what I serve, like a bottle of teriyaki at Hy-Vee is like $6-7 for like a small bottle.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like water.
Ah, okay.
You know, and so like I make a thicker teriyaki so it kind of coats the dog, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I can't even find a product that I would like to serve in the shelf, you know.
Okay.
It's just like cheese sauces.
Make it yourself.
Yeah.
That's
and
just
cheese
gonna be
sauces
better.
get expensive too, and like you can literally just keep it simple.
Yeah.
I use 3 ingredients to make my cheese sauce.
Find the Glizzness. They'll also have cheeseburgers. They've got walking nachos, lots of stuff on the menu. And actually, they've got a website, too. Check out glizzness.com online, and you can look at the full menu. Trent, thanks. You also got vegetarian options, too. I wanted to mention that.
Oh, yeah. We do jackfruit right. Like a lot of people don't know what jackfruit is, or they've had bad jackfruit.
Oh.
And jackfruit is a large fruit that grows on a tree. The tree produces like a ton of fruit every year. And we just get it while it's young and it doesn't have flavor.
Yeah.
And then I just cook the bejeebas out of it. And
Okay.
I season it to taste like pulled pork. And I think it
Nice.
comes out really nice.
Nice. And then you get street corn, too.
Yeah. We do the elote, but it's technically a skites, but most people don't know what a skites is compared to elote.
Okay. All
So
right.
a skites is when it's off the cob. Elote is when it's on the cob.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, we'll be looking for you, Trent. Where are you going to be next?
We're going to be hanging out with the Como Ride Group at Napa Auto Parts on Sunday from 11
Over
to...
in the Haithman Village.
Yeah, on
Shopping
Paris.
center
Yeah.
there, Paris Road, yeah.
So we'll be hanging out with them from like 11 to 1 or something like that.
All right. And the public can stop by there, too.
Oh, for sure.
All right, absolutely. Trent is the owner-operator of the Glizzness. Give a shout-out to your crew that's working with you, too. 'Cause
I want to say hi to my tech guy, Lance. He's home with the kids who are sick. And Nick and Austin have always been a big help for me, so I appreciate everybody. And all my customers, like I can't do it without my Glizzness friends.
all right,
So-
and speaking of friends, got the final question we always ask our guests here. Name somebody else out there that you think is doing it right, that putting out a good product.
Well, like I'm full of myself. I like Saki. Saki's my go-to sushi place, and they treat me real well down there.
Deb, yep, absolutely.
And
Good
then,
crew.
if I want to go get good food, like I'm particular, I like going to Grand Cru.
There we
They've
go.
got great food, good prices, you know, and I like going out to D-Rose. They've got some killer wings, and Dave's a great person.
We had
so
Dave on about a month ago, so yeah.
He's awesome.
Good stuff. All right, Trent, hey, thanks for coming in. We really appreciate
No,
you.
I appreciate this.
And we will see you out there soon.
All right, thank you, Ma.
Have a great weekend.